Buckley a chance. Now the umpire, before Buckley got his hands on the ball, was blown the whistle for a free kick, and I would think it would go to Martin. It does. Martin in the right back pocket. Williams. Ian Healy doing so well in most of the media awards so far. It was Thripp that got his hands to the ball. He's got a second chance, but runs in to kick it. And the umpire wisely deciding to ball it up.
Peter, one change made at quarter time by coaches, and that was John Kennedy taking Donald McDonald off the ground and Jason Love going to full forward, Mark Hepburn into the ruck.
So there is the correct score. Not Healy, but the captain, Dennis Carroll, who kicked the side's only goal in the first quarter, boots them forward. It beats Teal over the boundary line. We'll see a throw in about 20 metres from the behind post.
Well played that by McCarthy, getting in front, just slipping around in front of Brown to fist it away. Good angle on the fist too. So this boundary throw in. Henwood battling with two of them. Comes to Law. Out of the congestion goes the high kick around the outer side. Larkin off the ground. Again North. Doing that very well, but it goes to Tui. Tui's hand pass not particularly good. He was held in the tackle though, Tui. And he'll get the free kick.
Trip.
So for a trip, Tui wobbles one into the pocket. Not a good kick. Martin gets a fist on it. Knocks it away from Thripp. Tui's hurt his shoulder. Boundary throw in the gloom at the SCG. Tough night for football, this one. Henwood battling with Law in there, and that's pretty tough too, and the umpire decides to throw it up. 35 metres out from goal. Henwood knocks it down, then gets possession. Teal falls over. Thripp put his body in. Socket off the ground by Larkin. Higgins gives it a try, but can't rein the ball in.
North Melbourne looking after Matthew Larkin, who's had a few problems with his legs. He's playing firmly half back at the moment on Leon Higgins.
Well, missed about. Henwood was tickling Law then. The ball falls behind them.
Beg your pardon?
Well, he tried to tell him he was going to his left-hand side, made contact around there and went to the right.
I saw that, yeah.
An oldie but a goodie. Speaking of the devil, Williams has got a free kick. I suppose he'll kick this from about 40 metres out. Greg Williams, the champ, will take a good kick from here, but he's a goal-kicking centre man, especially on this ground. Taking plenty of time with it. Goals will be scarce tonight. That's the third for the match.
And at easy now, there's a play on call. Smith does just that. Two Swans players collided. Lack of talking out there. That was a good tackle by Carroll. Holding the ball, he's got the free kick. Dennis Carroll at right half forward kicked the Swans' first goal of the match. It's a good kick of a football on the run. On a dry day, he would get pretty close. Thripp got the ride, didn't come down with the mark. Teal couldn't pick it up. Ball slapped at the back of the pack. Healy gives it away. Buckley, short kick. There's a pretty heavy weight used out there as German cops one and goes down. And the umpire will ball it up just on the edge of the centre square.
Just under 19 minutes remaining in this first half. Some of the faithful look on, enjoying what they're seeing, I think, tonight so far. The Swans working hard, as are North. It's one down by Hepburn, taken by Healy. Healy back across his body. Out in front, McCarthy couldn't take the mark. Found the ball very quickly on the ground. His soccer at forward. Now an opportunity off the ground for Smith. It bounces just inside the field of play and will be thrown in. So the forwards have to work hard tonight to lock it in. Got the chase. They're doing that for both sides at the moment. Buckley grounded in a strong tackle. Down went right with Larkin. Healy's got the ball, but the umpire wants it. 5 points the difference. Our umpires tonight. The latter tossing it up there. Larkin. Buckley over it. Socket away by Williams. Kicking in danger, says the umpire. So Buckley will get the free.
Bit generous, Dennis?
Thought so.
On a night like this.
Yes.
Williams was soccering at North's way as well. Kickett's in front. Couldn't take the mark. This is Law in trouble. Siri goes in on Tui, and the ball's jarred across the boundary line. And we've got a throw in directly in front of our commentary position.
At the back, Willis. Ball knocked down to Cordy, who got one in the back. Been a good player so far, Neil Cordy, would probably be the leading possession gatherer for Sydney. And a very solid player since transferring from Footscray. Cordy's kick will land round about the centre wing position. Attempted knock on, not successful. It's out of bounds, so the Swans gaining a few metres by that. Higgins is last to get up with Schwass. Ineffective ruck work. It comes to German. He gets the heave-ho. Teal tries to get it out to Williams, succeeds. Beautiful pick-up under these conditions by the Brownlow medalist. His kick is to the 50-metre line, knocked away by Martin. Fall of the ball is Mitchell. And which way is it going to bounce? Oh, McCarthy. Courageous grab. Kept his eye on the ball all the time. And plenty of distance with the kick too. Hit Healy. Out to Murphy. And a rather expeditious hand pass. Mitchell lays it off to Higgins. Probably in a worse position though. Oh, strong mark to Brown.
Yeah, he's just got his body to John McCarthy at the right moment, and McCarthy couldn't recover. Still a good mark too in these conditions. Good centering kick too from Leon Higgins. McCarthy just out of position with a little nudge from Brown. Fairly, not Ian, very fairly done.
Brown for his first goal. He had a shot at the other end and missed. I think he might have done the same here. Oh, shocker.
Well, Colin Kinnear will be most disappointed with that, as will all the Swans players. We've said a few times already, goals can be very hard to come by, and you don't miss those from there, as he's obviously telling himself. 2
misses from inside 20 metres. The other one was on a bit of an angle, if I recall. But even on a night like this, it's pretty hard to find excuses for that one.
The strange thing is, I think Brown's getting an argument. There goes McCarthy, kicking towards the outer side. Buckley was up. In goes Healy, off the ground. Down towards the pocket it goes. Mitchell just inside the boundary line. There's the time remaining. He hooks it back. Brown a chance to make amends. Pay an umpire, he's going to.
Well, not for mine, Dennis. No. Even given the conditions.
Must agree.
Must be held for a reasonable amount of time, and the ball isn't that greasy at the moment. Should have been play on.
Well, Brown's got it. 15 metres out. Can he make amends? Oh, that's close too. I think he snuck this one through. They're battling hard in there. Kick it. Hand passes to no one. Back comes kick it. Dives on top of the ball. And the umpire will toss it up. This is a handy lead, given these conditions. 2 goals. 3-7 to 1-7. Rucks go at it again. Willis took a hard knock a few moments ago. Williams off the ground into the forward line. North can't concede another goal. Buckley's got it. Scrambles it out back towards midfield. This is Murphy. Some time now to set it up. Murphy inside the centre square. Kicks down towards the pocket. Oh, brilliant mark. Williams, one-handed.
That's the mark of the night so far, isn't it?
Yes, and John Kennedy's moved his players. He's put Swash on that hit to David Murphy and moved Peter German into the centre on Williams. And Greg Williams here just too strong. Great use of the body, and what great control in these conditions. One hand, never in doubt.
Sensational grab, and it will need to be a pretty good kick too. The ball already heavy, new ball being used each quarter. And he's got the distance. The accuracy leaves a little bit to be desired, and again a behind. So 3-8 to 1-7. Still not a bad lead under these conditions. 2 goals won in favour of the Sydney Swans. Had David Brown been kicking more accurately, arguably it could have been a bit more. McCarthy, number 16, to do the kicking in. Mitchell at the fall of the ball again. Goes for the hurried hand pass. And come out, there's Filan applying a pretty good sort of a tackle. No one making any headway. It's going to be a bounce. The groundsman at the end of the season is going to have his work cut out, getting it ready for cricket. This sort of weather continues. His sticky wicket in the first few matches on the shoulder. Might be a North Melbourne free kick, or is it going to Mitchell? Now it's Allison's. So Brett Allison from half back to the outer side. Bayes is the flyer. It's Larkin's ball. He doesn't get a good hand pass away. Now he's got a second chance. Mitchell dives on it pretty expeditiously. Jimmy Cracker taps it out wide. Larkin onto German. Good constructive build-up by North Melbourne. Plenty of distance with the kick, but Teal, a great lunge, succeeds in redirecting it for one behind. So a point, 1-8 to 3-8 now at the SCG. With 12.5 minutes left in the term, Rod Carter kicks the ball in.
It had been a long time between attacks for North. This is Arceri out on the boundary line. It stays in. Healy over the top. Buried down there was Murphy. Ooh. Schwass gives away 50. And he's a bit lucky.
There's been a few niggles between those two, as there was between Swash and Williams earlier on.
So Murphy has this ball on centre wing, just forward of left centre wing for the Swans, who are looking the better side now. Despite the fact it was very close at quarter time, you got the impression North had adapted better, but not so now. Sydney doing the bulk of the attacking, almost exclusively attacking. This is Thripp inside 50. Bacon goal square. It's going to slide through. It's a goal. Just over 11.5 minutes remaining. Off the ground by McDonald. Play on is the call as North try and go forward. This is Cordy confronted by German, off the ground by Larkin. Healy tries to get it out. The umpire blows the whistle.
And Donald McDonald back on the ground the last few minutes, replacing Mark Hepburn.
Thripp getting that last goal. All the North players went to the back of the pack, didn't read it too well. The Sydney players got to the front, and obviously Martin was in best position to punch it. One would have thought that it always had to come forward. Kickett's got it, but there's a whistle again, and we'll get another ball up. Now this is a handy lead. 3 goals on a night like tonight. Willis doing well, dominating the ruck. Larkin's kick charged down. Well, look at that. Willis has got a very good coating of mud out there. His complexion will be fine.
Mud wrestling, very popular sport in some of the hotels. They've got enough out there to fill a few tubs, haven't they? Slap out by Tui. Ball socket North Melbourne's way and picked up by Dwyer inside 50. And his shot at goal. Will it bounce through? Yes, it has done, I think. We'll wait on the goal umpire. It's a goal. More, as we have 10.5 minutes left in the second quarter. And a centre square infringement going the Swans' way. Willis will take the free kick at the circle, or what's left of it. I don't even know how the umpires can see it. Willis's kick predictably dropped short. Mark or free kick to Smith, who came on at quarter time, so he's easily distinguishable. Quite as dirty as the rest of his teammates. Courageous mark out there, brought in by, who's that, McDonald. Still inside the square. Love and Teal tangle. Might be a free kick to Teal. He was grabbed when not in possession. And Teal will take the free kick just off the half-back flank. 3-on-1 in favour of North Melbourne. The odds favour the Kangaroos. They can't get it out. Allison's in there. Larkin, I think, is last to get up. He is. And it will be a ball up on the outer side. Close to centre wing. That will be against Willis. He cannoned into Donald McDonald. And Big Mac takes the free. Up to half forward. Murphy showing a beautiful turn of speed. Kick it just about gets him. But he does kick it just in time. Knock on. Jimmy Cracker, who's been quiet tonight, shovels it out to Arceri. Arceri's kick only travels about 20 metres. That's Ramiro going for the hand pass. Beautiful interception there from Cordy. Gets it back to Carroll. Solid defence from the Sydney Swans. Rebounds out to Mitchell, but the boundary line is too close and it will be thrown in. Left half forward flank for the Kangaroos.
No percentage Ross on a night like tonight. The hand pass to a man running alongside you.
Get the ball to boot very quickly, Dennis.
McDonald turned 27 on Wednesday. Battling there with Willis. In goes Buckley. Carroll with him, and there's going to be a ball up. A war of attrition. 4-8 to 2-8. Just under 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half. On the outer side, the rucks go at it. Willis doing very well. Cracker in front, close to the boundary line. Was he pushed in the back? Not according to the umpire. and it will be thrown in. These two sides identical records coming into this game, 4-2. Interesting though, North had a percentage of just over 96. So despite the fact they'd won 4 of their 6 games, overall they've been outscored by opposing sides this season. Swass, hurried kick only as far as Bayes. Bayes in defence then. Back towards midfield. Almost a good mark taken by German. North work it forward yet again. This is Teal in trouble. Teal tries to knock it through the congestion. Romero, or is it Allison out there? Allison was the one who picked up the ball but ran into a dead end, and the umpire's going to toss it up again. And obviously it was sandwiched between Allison and the tackler. There's our scoreline.
32-20. With a better standard of play in the second term. And who's going to get it out of that lot? Higgins is on the bottom of the stack up. Not getting anywhere with Allison.
Even the players are getting frustrated there. Greg Williams walking away muttering from all of that.
And Willis took a good run at the ball. He went nowhere near it. Good knock on by Dwyer. Teal goes down. There's mud in your eye. And again it will be a ball up the outer side. So North working it forward metre by metre. Two number 25s, McDonald and Willis. It's booted up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line again. Cracker, oh, that's in the back, isn't it? Or was it out of bounds? Boundary umpire indicating it is out of bounds. Maybe he was pushed when he was over the line. So Willis and McDonald. Now, who's got the free kick this time? McDonald again. Donald McDonald back into the side. Like everyone else out there, would probably be wishing for better conditions. Certainly not a night that would help the taller brigade of either side. Kicks from outside 50. Tries for distance. The ball drops a little bit short. Snapshot for goal for North Melbourne by Clarkson, who's just come onto the ground, and he's gets plenty of distance with his kick. On a strong mark has taken new jumper on. Jimmy Cracker out to Murphy. Good tackle from Kickett. Out comes Tripp. The umpire has paid a free kick.
The judge that he didn't have the ball.
A little harsh, I feel. David Murphy kicking with the new ball. Gets a little bit more distance than he otherwise would. Smith resolute in defence.
Wright trying to force it out of the centre. Was he held without it? The umpire says he was. Still being held. So Wright to take this kick in the glue pot. Have a look at that. Steve Wright towards half forward. Williams finding some space. About 55 metres out. Given that sort of time, he's going to punish you, and he did there. He found Teal.
Matthew Larkin caught out there, Dennis, thinking that the ball was going to be kicked long. Williams ran away from him. Larkin continued to run towards the Swans' goals. Gave Williams time to steady. What a fine pass under those conditions, and a good mark as well.
With his left foot.
Equally as proficient on both sides as is Dennis Carroll.
Robert Teal then. This will be a valuable goal if he gets it. 5-12 to 3-10. Picked up in the internal draft from Hawthorn. Teal from about 30 metres rides the kick and is missed. Minor score. Well, North fans breathe again. Kicks in. Almost a great mark there to Martin. It's paid by the umpire.
Well, they paid one like that earlier to Brown, didn't they? So I guess that's fair enough.
I've always liked number 4 for North Melbourne as he kicks in towards midfield. In from the side, the leaper was Healy. Couldn't take the mark. McCarthy breaks away. Swings it out wide. In front, Love. Fisted away well by the defender down there, Carter. Roving the pack. It's picked up by Romero. Back to Love. Love from about 55 metres out. Goes high with the kick. In from the side, Cordy. Only as far as German. He's got plenty of time. He pops it out wide. Larkin running away from goal. Now he's in trouble. Shovels a hand pass out to Arsiri. Arsiri pulls it back across his body. Great shepherding down there in the goal square. It's going to be a free though, is it? No? What's the decision? It's all clear.
Towards Eustace, who kicked the Swans' last goal. Hooks it out towards centre wing. Peter German gets there first. North into attack again. Mark taken by Teal. And the ball really standing up out there. Didn't travel much at all. Williams. Hand pass to Murphy, who is lightning fast. Murphy up towards Brown. Too fast for him. Martin lumbers after it. And some good soccer tactics. Get it out almost to the boundary line. Wright's kick misdirected. And Bryce takes the mark. It was, of course, intended for Williams. It might have almost been touched off the boot. It was. Hence the punch away by Healy. Wright again. Relays it in turn to Mitchell. Well outside 50. Centering kick. And a sliding mark is taken by Brown. Well, he's got the ball well, Ross, hasn't he?
Yes, he got away from John Moore there very quickly. His first 3 or 4 strides are quite quick. Also, I think he always thinks quickly as well, which gives you that extra edge on your player. John Moore caught behind and couldn't quite make up that lost ground. And finished off with a very good mark.
7 kicks, 6 marks. And has kicked 1 goal. What have we got him? 1 goal, 4 now. So the odds are he should just about get one, but his kicking has let him down. That one won't get the distance. 2 North players up. Didn't help their cause. Mitchell tries an impossible goal. Now, Schwartz will take it after Bryce made a meal of the mark, or whatever he was trying to do. It's out of bounds. That was the end result, I think, they intended in the first place. Half-forward flank for Sydney. And again, the 225s do battle. Ineffectual ruck duels. Wright's kick. Down towards the forward pocket. Although Willis, of course, as we mentioned in the summing up at half-time, has done a tremendous job with the hit-outs. But like last Sunday at the MCG, when Essendon won, North took most of the crumbs around the ground. Smith gets the hand pass to German. Plenty of North players there. Buckley paddles the ball out the side. Now McDonald has taken the ball away. It's going to be a Swans free kick. Is that 50 metres as well?
No, he's just that holding the ball. Pretty tough.
I'd say it was pretty tough. Anyway, Murphy's got the kick.
Murphy has played well tonight. Goes in short. Mitchell in traffic, gets it across to Thripp, pulls it back across his body. Going back, McCarthy couldn't hang on. Henwood, claimed by Larkin. Oh, brilliantly done, McCarthy. Off balance, hand passes over his head. Cracker decides to pick the ball up. Hand passes to kick it. He needs to kick. No, he elects to hand pass. Comes across to Bryce. Bryce goes towards centre wing. Bounces in no man's land. Carter, he set Willis a big task there. Diving after the ball is Eustace. The ball is underneath that North Melbourne player. I think it's Love. And there's going to be a ball up. Love was lying on the ball. 5:13 to 4:10. Just under 6 minutes remaining. McCarthy comes off his long run. Cracker falls over. Bayes tries to go against the tide. Law gets the kick in. They'll contest about 40 metres out. Oh, fine mark to Teal. Siri was hurt as Teal fell to ground. Little chip pass. Fireland. Nothing much gain there. Only about 10 metres or so. There's Siri. Took a nasty one. Carroll, meantime, has the ball at right half back. Gets it across to the run of Teal. Teal goes towards half forward. Great fist on that one by German.
It's a Swans ball, though. There's German again. Tries to get it back to Smith. Buckley, through some pretty heavy traffic, goes for the long bomb. A tremendous kick. Kick it late on the scene, but again, Teal, solid in defence down there in the last few minutes, takes the mark. And he redirects play towards the member stand side. Up high was Love. And he has come out of it with a free kick after landing heavily.
Yes, the umpire judge Dennis Carroll infringed there.
McDonald in front of Willis. Although the former has had the better of that duel in the knockouts. And play at boundary throw-ins, but not a well-directed kick. Mark should have been taken. Picked up by Kickett. Could be a costly miss by Willis. And that's a goal.
Taken 60th in the draft overall by North. Amazing. Perhaps the most exciting player to have played in Western Australia in the last decade. Has been well held tonight by Tui. This is German. Shovels it out to Allison. Allison from the back pocket. Buckley played a wonderful game. Got a good shepherd too. Back to German. He's running hard now. Spills wide. Opportunity for McCarthy. Good strong tackle by Williams. Off the ground, German. They're going in solidly now. The game is up for grabs. Hand pass comes out from McDonald. Or was it Bryce? It was Bryce. Socked forward by North. I think the soccer there was German or Buckley. They moved it anyway. There's Arsiri in the hands of the club doctor. This is what happened. Watch the boot as the man goes down. Oh. It was the boot. Take my word for it. There's Mitchell. Cracker. And the umpire will have no alternative but to ball it up. So we've got 3.5 minutes remaining in this third term. A real thriller. Uncompromising football. Two tough sides as Willis wins it down. Opportunity for Smith. Oof. Coming up is Bryce. Ran into a dead end. Tries to give it back to Smith. Shoveled out to Cracker. Claimed by Williams. Cracker over the top. Willis. Good hand pass into the path of Mitchell, but Smith read it brilliantly. Came across and pushed it out of bounds.
North seems to have lifted its play in the last 5 or 10 minutes. They have got the last 2 goals. And that was a similar situation in the second term where the Swans seemed to be going to a good lead and they were pegged back. Larkin takes the ball. No one chasing. Finally Carroll gets on his bike to go after him, but he's done some damage. Relays it to McCarthy. A goal here would put them in front, and they are in front. And just showing a little bit more desire than their Sydney Swans opponents now. German from Bryce out to Cracker. If he can come into his own, they could really go right on with this North Melbourne. Eustace. It'll be a Swans free kick, or is it going North way? It is going North way. Free kick going to Jason Love. From centre wing. Everybody up, none down. Good knock on by Kickett. Clarkson gets claim. Williams in solidly, doesn't come out with the ball. Love, snapshot at goal. That's another one. They've kicked the last 4.
It's, I think, Mark Hepburn actually, Peter, yes. Mark Hepburn, very quick shot at goal there out of that boggy area once again, almost the same position that Allison kicked his goal from. And Alice, I beg your pardon, Hepburn back on the ground. Thought that could have been a free kick there, in fact. But North just persisted here, got the ball out of that area, and Hepburn a very good snap at goal.
Mark Hepburn, recruited from Claremont in Western Australia. So a remarkable transformation has come over this game. North have done it a couple of times tonight. They've come back from over a couple of goals down. Now the roles are reversed. Can Sydney do it? Smith from the half-back line thumps it wide, taken by Murphy. Clever sidestep, long towards full forward, vacant goal square. Leading back is Martin, gathers the ball in the back pocket, decides to keep it in play. That's rather ambitious. Higgins is back on the ground, right on the boundary line, centering kick. In front down there, the big fellow Brown couldn't hang on. Thumped wide, an opportunity deep in his own defensive area for German. And German thumps it across the boundary line. It will be thrown in. Let's go down to Cameron Williams for a report on this man, Mark Arsiri.
Thanks very much, Dennis. Arsiri's in the hands of the club doctor. He says he'll be okay, but he did take a very heavy bump in the solar plexus, Sydney Swans' knee.
Ball comes out towards Carroll. Putting his body in McCarthy. Carroll does well off the ground. McCarthy as good as a kick up towards midfield. Toohey and Kickett still battling. That time Toohey. McCarthy crashed to the ground. Out comes the hand pass from Henwood, taken by Healy. Oh, clever kick. Great lead too. Running into open space. David Brown.
This will be the last kick of the quarter. Less than 20 seconds to go. Now Brown has made a real meal of some of his shots at goal, and they badly need one here, the Sydney Swans. And he's not going to get that one, I don't think. It's another behind. He needs some kicking practice, David Brown. He's kicked 1-5 now out of their tally of 5-14. And so the Swans trail by 8 points. Knocked down by Hepburn. Williams ridden into the ground. Now the umpire has found a free kick. Derek Kickett will kick it. Albeit not very far. Bump ball to Larkin, who's hoiked it high. Henwood to Carter. And Mark Bayes, an excellent grab. Has he played that? Yes, he has. Higgins tried to play on. And Bayes has taken the mark and kick. Bayes straight down the ground. That's the way they must go. Right. Knock on by Smith. Ball out towards Larkin now. Carroll close to the boundary line. The line might be just too close for him. He did well. Carroll long to Brown, knocked away by Fairley, albeit not very far. Coming out as Eustace. He's down in the forward line again. He kicked a goal in the third quarter. Actually, their last goal that they did get. And since then, North Melbourne booted 4. Brown with Bryce and Hepburn. And the clearing kick is by Smith. Buckley. North defence again resolute through in turn McCarthy. Been a good player tonight for them, as he was at the MCG against Essendon. That may be a free kick for holding the man. No, it wasn't. Law goes for the long hand pass to Alistair Clarkson. Carter, a knock on. Back it comes to Law. He's kicked very high into the square. That's a mark for mine. Schwass.
Yes, definitely marked there, Peter. And shows you the great value there, getting the ball to boot very quickly, as John.
Dennis is saying nothing. Silence is deafening. It's not a mark.
Oh, yes, yeah, no, it stuck. It was a swastika.
It's getting late. Wayne Schwass, former winner of the Morris medal. It's hard to say. I don't think I'll try that again.
That was a gutsy mark. He just stood his ground and he knew what was coming.
He's booted it.
Goal. Higgins sending them forward. German stands tall, sends it back North's way. Over the top, Henwood. Bayes is on the forward line now. Eustace, a high kick towards the boundary. This is Tui. Great use of the body by Tui to Murphy. This is Carter now. Carter towards half forward, close to the boundary line. Thripp can't control it. Higgins, belated kick. In fact, it was out of bounds and will be looking for mobility now. Big Willis is off. He seemed to be okay as he came across towards the bench after the huddle. This is Williams. Good centering kick into the path of Brown. Should have hung on to that one, almost held without it. Lays it off into the path of Mitchell. His claim. The hand pass comes across towards Williams. Back it goes, intended for Healy. McCarthy, geez, a good player. Buckley has had a good night. He's closed down Healy, slaps it out. Kellett picks it up, pumps it back into the forward line. It's a high kick, almost a strong mark to Martin. Putting his body in was Thripp. Buckley emerges with it, scrambles the ball forward. Some tired men out there. Bryce off the ground, gains about 15 metres before it
Get up. The North Melbourne showing a bit more desperation at the moment, as they have done since middle stages of the third quarter. Hepburn's kick up towards midfield. Tui dragged into it and out of it. Larkin and Henwood, the two number 9s. Carter, shepherded by Fireland. Out to Mitchell. Brown. Bump ball. Kellett, as Dennis mentioned, just come onto the ground. Williams dummies the hand pass, then decides to have a shot himself, but only behind Fairley to Bryce to Smith. Wright gives chase. As Dennis mentioned, some pretty tired players out there. Kellett was the man in front. Williams, will he look for Healy, who's been well held tonight. The Brownlow medalist kicks from right on 50 and rebounds. Martin dives on top of it after a fumble by Teal. Martin this time doing the shepherding. German right on the boundary line. Dwyer misses the mark. Chance for Kellett. Back to Williams again. He'll have to be quick. He's not quick enough. Ridden into the ground. He's come out with it again. Unbelievably so. Onto Healy. Not having the best of nights, Gerard Healy. Jason Love shows him how it's done. He's put it into plenty of open space out there on the centre wing. And who's going to pick it up first? Ramiro. Fresh air shot. Carroll. After the ball came from Eustace. Wright. Gets past McCarthy. Oh, chipping in beautifully as Thripp. It was a strong mark. I fancy he may be just a little bit too far out to score.
Well, here's one of the players when the Sydney Swans played Collingwood in similar conditions a couple of weeks ago that really gave them some spark.
They need it right now. It's going close. Bayes has taken a screamer on the line. And he should be able to kick that.
He took a risk.
He landed rather heavily too. He's popped it through. It's a goal.
Well, it's Mark Moses' first goal. He's at
18 and a half minutes, a bit more remaining. One down by Hepburn, but the Swans go forward again. High kick towards half forward. Martin was up, waiting behind. It's scrambled out by German. McCarthy's away. Took one high, wants to play on, allowed to. Boots it towards half forward. Kick it, desperate lunge at the ball. He battles on, but Murphy does well. Great use of the body there by Larkin, but Murphy got it away. Kellett slaps it forward. Sliding in there. Hepburn tries to knock it out. Buckley comes in, drags Teal down. Hepburn comes back, and the umpire decides to ball it up.
If he can find it.
You're reminded of that rugby league photo, I think. Famous. I think John Raper was one of the players coming off the ground. Caked in mud. Shades of it out there at the moment. Socked wide at the congestion by North. Schwass goes again. Second soccer. He's gained about 15 metres or so. This is Higgins. Higgins getting a good shepherd from Tui. Wastes it. Puts it out of bounds on the full. Martin. Waving Thrip off. North have got plenty of time. Martin from right half back. High kick towards centre wing. Pack into the air. Too many up for the Swans. Kick it intelligently towards half forward. Coming through strongly. Filand. Now Williams away. Sweeping hand pass. Romero comes to meet the ball. In fact, it's Allison. Romero's in there now. Buckley falls on top of it, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Right on the CUB side on centre wing. Next goal is crucial. If the Swans can get it, they've got a chance of stealing the game. If North gets it, it could just about be curtains for the home side. Williams looking for a free kick for being held when not in possession. There was none there. The umpire calling play on. Murphy will do that. Lovely ball. Pop one very high. Murphy with the free. Left centre wing. He's a little tender at the moment, believe me. Kellett, who spent most of the game on the bench. Strong grab. Bayes again. Now he's a little too far out to score. He's right on the 50-metre line. In fact, he's outside it at the moment. Tremendous mark he took before. Centering kick, tries to find Brown, who got a couple of hands to it. Mitchell shovels out the hand pass. Thrip, an impossible angle. Carroll, great grab. I use the adjective impossible. The one confronting the skipper is not much better, believe me.
What a fine mark they put. A player of class, Dennis Carroll.
He is, isn't he? Now he's gone for a lead or a pass, and Williams has taken the mark.
And Greg Williams has really lifted his rating in this last quarter. He's pushing himself to the limit and making Matthew Larkin work very hard to cover him. 16 kicks and 13 handballs, so 29 possessions. And he has the chance to put the Swans to within a kick. And the opportunity to become the first player on the ground to kick more than one goal. Crowd likes it. Williams does. It's a goal.
From the identical spot. Trip over the ball. There's the time remaining. Less than a kick in it now. A thriller at the SCG. And these players have been a credit to themselves and both their clubs tonight. No shirkers out there. It's been relentless football. Tui, in keeping with that, gets up and runs hard to pick up a man. Knocked down by Bryce. Carroll's kick is charged down. Williams again the inspiration. Healy has his kick blanketed. Spinning out of trouble with class is Larkin. Upended. He's still got the ball. Hand passes North's way. Crashing in his Filand. Opportunity for Buckley. Down he goes. Eustace is in there too. Cracker stands over Eustace, and the umpire will throw it up.
No place for the faint-hearted out there.
No. Point the difference. Both these sides have been down tonight. Both have come back. It's going to be a free to Bryce. Williams can't believe it. Bryce has the ball on centre wing. Hoisted high towards half forward. Oh, great mark is taken out there by Carter. Wrestling with Love, and the mark was paid. Plays on quickly. This is Tui. Kickett getting tired now. Tui running off him. Bayes misses the ball on the outer side, out of bounds on the full. McCarthy goes towards half forward. The mark is taken by Love. Love forward of left centre wing for the Kangaroos. Kicks towards the pocket. On a lead down there is Clarkson. Set him a task. Kellett knocks it down. Phelan gets the hand pass out. Carroll, hurried kick back towards centre wing, and the mark is taken again by Bryce.
Bryce, just inboard from centre wing. Tried the spiral punt, didn't work. Knocked down by Henwood. Romero gets crashed to the ground, gets up pretty quickly. A hand pass. Effective it was to Law. Kick it on his own.
Yes, and if I could say a little fortunate. However, Bernard Tui was opting to read the longer kick. The ball came off slightly off the side of the boot. So here's John Law, and Derek Kickett in front in a good posse to score a goal.
Well, there are no certainties from close in tonight. David Brown would vouch for that. Goal here would make it difficult for the Swans. Oh, he hasn't even got the distance. Unbelievable. However, Kellett goes for the run. And they get out of it. Ball back up the centre wing. Larkin hooks it high and long towards the 50-metre line. Cracker and Eustace. Eustace paddles it forward, tries to find Mitchell. Cracker grab, not in possession. It's out of bounds. So still anybody's match. The narrowest of margins separating the sides. 7:15 to 8:10. Round 7 from the SCG. It's a mud bath. Williams and Schwass. Tui's kick. Again short. That's a Swans mark, is it? Mitchell gets crashed to the ground. It's a mark or free kick.
Strong mark there, Peter.
David Murphy. And again the ball going to the opposition. In turn, Smith. Smith on centre wing for North. 11.5 minutes or thereabouts remaining in the match. Larkin. Next goal is going to be crucial. Beautiful pass by Cracker, and he's found Allison. Now it's Clarkson.
He should steady and have a shot for goal.
Alistair Clarkson on about a 50 or 60 degree angle. It's only a few metres in from the boundary line. And Derek Kickett had problems getting the distance from a similar way out from goal. Clarkson, I fancy a slightly better kick. That's pretty close, but not close enough. So North leading by 2 points. Just on 11 minutes left in the match. 8:11 to 7:15 as we wait the kick out from Rod Carter.
So Carter goes to the outer side. The path of Cordy, confronted by Dwyer, who plays it well right on the boundary line. He hooks it back. There's the time remaining. Carter missed the mark. Eustace gets the hand pass away. Wright comes away with the ball deep in the back pocket. Sends play back towards the outer side. Wing McCarthy's in the road. So North now making their move. Initially in this term, Sydney did the attacking. Short pass and a strong mark is taken down there by German. That was a good mark. He really was at full stretch, and that ball is treacherous. He's played well tonight, German. Low stats, the order of the night. That's the things that don't show on that sheet, really, that tell the story of this game. That is a magnificent kick by Peter German, touched right on the line. So the drama continues at the SCG. 8:12, 7:15. Just over 10 minutes remain, so plenty of time. And the veteran, where will he put this one? He's looking for a runner. Tired legs. No one wants to run. Cordy eventually breaks to the outer side. Just like the long count, Tunney and Dempsey. There goes Carter up the middle. Cordy almost the mark. Mitchell an opportunity now, forward of the pack. Great tackle by Clarkson. It's jarred the German, comes to Love. Love the hurried kick. Should have got the hand pass out. The ball bounces out of bounds in the right full forward pocket and will be thrown in.
Yes, he had Derek Kickett out on his right-hand side, Dennis.
Maybe he remembered Derek Kickett's last shot at goal.
Good point.
So boundary throw in. That is said in the forward pocket for North. Tui goes down with the ball and he'll come up with the free kick.
With Jason Love off the ground and Donald McDonald on, I wouldn't think would be for that misdemeanor.
If it was quick justice.
Murphy and Larkin. German. Oh, a good shot and a good mark. Now John Law, the captain of North Melbourne tonight, better known as a defender of some ilk. Has a chance to maybe almost wrap the game up for North. The shot at goal is pretty close, but not close enough. One behind again. So he kicked it like a defender. 9 minutes left in the game. 4 points the difference. So the Swans badly needing a goal now. Carter. This time it was the Rawongle stand wing. Target out there is Henwood. Law again. Centering kick this time from the skipper. Kick it. Didn't come down with the ball. Cracker had it socket away from him. Bryce lobs it into the pocket. Clarkson, and that rain is getting heavier, by the way, so it's not going to help the Swans' cause. Teal, oh, out of bounds. That was close to deliberate. In fact, the umpires pinged him for it. And Clarkson will take the free kick.
And a good, strong decision from the umpire.
Let's take a look at that again. I'd have to agree with that.
Didn't camouflage it too well, did he?
No, not too subtle. Now, Alistair Clarkson. A goal here would be very handy for North. It would sew it up, I would think. Runs around, shoots, and I think he's got it.
There's a free kick going to the Swans. It'll be taken by Thripp. Adjacent to the centre circle. Thripp into the forward line. Looking for Brown on a lead. Awkward bounce for him. Ricochets off his body. It comes to Higgins right on the boundary line. Pushed across the boundary line, complete with the ball by Smith. And we'll have a throw in. There's Love. 9-13, 7-15. Closing stages of this game. Absolutely vital for both these sides. It comes across to Bayes from Eustace. He goes goalward. It slides right across the face. Just sneaks in for a minor score. Just over 7 minutes remaining now. North Melbourne a couple of times in this game appear to be out of their depth. They've come back. They've answered every challenge. The guttier sides in the league.
You could almost take that literally, Dennis, couldn't you, out of their depth here?
Yep. Fairley kicks in. Fisted forward by North. Thripp leads back in the race. Slaps it Sydney's way. Surely a free in there to Murphy. Not paid. Kellett misses the ball. Bryce out of the congestion. Any meterage is fine now. Great mark by Cordy. Nothing's easy tonight. Across it comes to Teal. Swings it wide. Henwood couldn't hang on. Chance for Law. Again, quickly to the boot. They'll contest just outside 50. Opportunity for Ramiro. Man on in the square if North can get it there. They couldn't. Sydney will bring it away. Well, almost. They still battle after the ball through the legs of Carter. It comes across to Tui. It was well played by Filan to get him the ball. Tui towards half forward. Big pack into the air. It's fisted forward. North try and work it forward. Buckley. Strong tackle by Cracker on Mitchell. Comes to Bayes. Bayes doesn't break stride. He pulls it down towards the pocket. And getting back there, the mark is taken by Fairley. Well, in many ways, it's a shame that one of these sides has to lose tonight. They've shown a lot, both of them.
Fairley's kick up to the 50-metre mark. And players going through in slow motion there, except Cracker. I think a couple of them were waiting for a free kick out of that. Larkin, oh, gets steamrolled after he gets rid of the ball. That'll be a reload free kick. Well, it's going back to Larkin. Oh, I would have thought it'd be downfield. Larkin's pass, marked by Dwyer. Dwyer a little bit short of the right half forward flank position, taking up valuable time. Schwass went for the knock on. Eustace's kick might have been touched off a bit, didn't matter anyway because it's out of bounds now. 5 1/4 minutes left. The Swans need 2 goals. Plenty of advice from the crowd as North Melbourne look like continuing its good record up here. Teal, they've only lost once to the Swans, that is. Kick it. Kicks it out to McCarthy, who's been a great player tonight for North. He'll get a free kick for his efforts here. Centering kick, intended for kick it. Marked by Tui, onto Carroll. Carroll runs and kicks long up the half forward. They've got to convert here. Now Thripp would be about 40 metres out. You can see the rain teeming down. So If there's such a thing as an easy shot at goal, this would not fall into that category.
McCarthy trying to finesse at the other end of the ground. North could pay the penalty.
He's missed. So it would appear it's not going to be the Swans' night. It's out of bounds on the foot.
No place for those sort of kicks, Ross. The little sweet ones across the ground tonight.
Yes, off the side of his boot, and Tui chipped in very well, having chased kick it down very hard earlier on. And then the ball at its greasiest right now, and showing there with Terry Thripp's kick.
Here's Fairley out of the back pocket. Time the enemy of Sydney tonight now. Trying to crash his way through down there was Ramiro. Went nowhere. He butters up again. You can see the time, and the umpire will move across and ball it up. Schwass down there with Williams, 2 number 2s. Thrown up on the 50-metre line. Kellett wins it down. Schwass diving at it. Thrips in there. And once more with the clock running down. No time on here. And North will be quite content. Kellett wins it down. Again, not decisively, but Kellett's going to get a free kick. Higgins wants to be careful. The umpire goes across and has a word, but nothing will change. Kellett's got the ball. The crowd crying for 50. Kellett, a travelled footballer. St Kilda Footscray and the Swans. Centering kick. Fairley comes up the top, fisting away. Smothered off the boot of Murphy. Fisted wide of the congestion by North. This is Higgins. Murphy comes back into the fray. Can't do much with it. It's pushed across the boundary line by Ramiro.
2:48 left, 58 to 67. And it 2 goals very, very quickly. Larkin hoiks it over the top. Buckley's kick up towards centre wing. Jimmy Cracker. Down to right half forward flank. Bolton, cleanest man on the field. And has given away a free kick. Clarkson. Cracker.
Terrific kick and courageous mark to Jim Cracker there, running with the flight of the ball.
Goes for a centering kick. Didn't really gain much, but they've retained possession, and that was, I guess, their goal anyway. And Clarkson's already kicked 2 goals. He started on the bench tonight and taking valuable time here that the Swans have got very little of. Under 2 minutes now left. He landed in the square. Eustace comes up with the ball. Larkin, almost a mark. Clarkson, almost a fresh air shot. But it's out of bounds. Right half forward flank. The North Melbourne right on 50. 1.5 left. So Sydney supporters not too happy at the moment. They lost last week. That's a high tackle against Jimmy Cracker. It'll go to Williams. His own mother wouldn't recognise him. Good long kick. Hepburn was the flyer. Doesn't come down with the mark. Did well to control it off the boot, though. Tries to find Bryce with it. Relays it to Law. Touched off the boot. Williams gets it down to Cordy. To Tui. Dragged. North Melbourne showing tremendous endeavour. Smith would have got one in the back for his trouble, but through the glue pot, the umpire says it's a trip North Melbourne's way. And who's got that? I think it's Schwass. It is. Under a minute in the match left. Schwass wobbles it up to half forward. And time has run out for the Swans. Bolton, a hurried hand pass. Back to Eustace. But time they haven't got.
Eustace, a high kick. A lot of North players under this ball. 3 of them flew there. It falls down to Dwyer. Hurried kick away, finds Cracker. Well, it's all over. North Melbourne continue their great record on this ground. They are a side that travels well. They won in Perth a couple of weeks ago. They've been something of a nomadic football team. This is McDonald, and I suppose it prepares them for games like this. A smile there from Donald McDonald. What a tough, unrelenting game it's been. McDonald will take this kick after the siren. It will be academic in terms of the result. North Melbourne have won. As it stands at the moment, 9-13 to 7-16. Can he increase the margin to 15 points? It'll take a good kick. McDonald, it is a lovely kick. right on the line. It's knocked forward down there, so no change to the scores I gave you, but North Melbourne are victorious. Well, an outstanding performance by North. I would imagine John Kennedy would be absolutely delighted. They were gone a couple of times tonight, and you can, I think, see the sense of relief on their faces too.
Well, the Swans had it won in the second quarter, Dennis. They had it won in the third quarter, I felt, but that second half of the third term was match-winning football. I think I said during the call that the premiership quarter is off in the third, but North tonight it proved to be the case, didn't it?
Yes, they're a marvellous football team, really. No big names, or just a few sprinkled in this young side, but for courage, very few sides in the VFL can match them. And this is a body blow for Sydney. They went to Moorabbin last week, really in top form. They lost there against St Kilda, and to come home tonight and lose really upsets their plans. They're right back in the ruck now, 4-3 their record, and North Melbourne are the surprise packets of the competition. They moved to 5 wins and 2 losses with a percentage, I'd venture to say, that's still under 100, but they're getting the job done, Ross.